Let's talk about the year 2060. I thought this story was really interesting. Pew Research has done a little study they're calling the Next America, basically what America's demographics are going to look like in the year 2060. Now, I read a book recently, 2030 by Albert Brooks, and basically it's everything that he predicted, but they're saying it's going to take an extra 30 years. So let's look at some stuff here. Okay, so this is the racial breakdown and how it's going to change massively. And if you're one of these white people that want to only be around white people, you're not going to be happy in 2060. So by 2060, non-whites will make up 57% of the population, mainly because of immigration shifts, but also because of birth rates and things of that nature. And then what I think is even more fascinating is this next piece we're going to show you. And I believe it's animated. Okay, so in most societies, if you were to look at pyramids, you have all the young people on the bottom, and then because people age and die, it's a pyramid, so it gets narrower at the top. What's happening and what's going to continue to happen in America because of science and because of our shifting demographics is that we're starting to get a square. So we're going to have as many old people as we do young people, which is going to affect the economy and is going to affect health and all kinds of things. Ben?
Well, earlier, in a previous segment on this show, we were talking about the benefits of Logan's Run, where people reached a certain age and were taken to sanctuary.
Yes.
Right.
And
I
a
think
nice way to
that
put it.
this chart proves the value, the societal value of Logan's Run with Michael York.
Well, Michael York, that's right. So Logan's Run and 2030 by Albert Brooks, which I hope they make into a movie, have sort of predicted this, because what he was predicting is that the next sort of civil war we're going to have is going to be an age war, because young people are going to be sick of putting all their money to sustain old people who keep living longer and longer, and there's going to be less young people and more old people.
Stupid old people.
Should we talk about the young old first or the race? What are you feeling first?
Well, can we first,
Very quick,
before we
do
can we
anything.
go back to the first chart?
Let's go back to the first chart. I kind of glossed over that.
And I was born in 1967, but look back at 1960. I mean, we were winning.
Look at that white power, 85%.
That is some
to
real
10.
supremacy.
And the Asians, like, who gives a shit? They're barely even on there. That was great. Those were good times.
Yeah, they barely charted.
What did Jewish guys do in 1960?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know personally if it's. You did really good. I don't even know, is it about race or is it about religion? Because, you know, the more you talk about this and you think, whatever, I don't know if this is politically insensitive. I don't know. I'm just trying. I'm brainstorming. I'm spitballing here. But, you know, they said the Hispanic population has increased so much and will keep increasing. Is that because of Catholicism? Is that lack of birth control? Because of religious beliefs?
I think it's all of those things.
Yeah, it just seems like it's possible that it's more about that than about actual race.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's just my thinking.
What do you make of the, you know, Bill O'Reilly always talks about like the old America of the 50s as it was so great and we've lost our way since then. But what he's really talking about is the 85% white,
It was so
I
white.
think.
Right.
That's what he's really hearkening back to without saying it. Do you think white people are going to be okay in 2060?
Part of this is that a realization by white people that they don't have to fuck only other white people. I think that's a big
really
part
good
of this,
point,
right?
That's a good point. Everyone in that chart can fuck anyone in that chart. And that would be great to mix this whole thing.
Everybody has to do their part, create future people.
Yeah.
That I enjoy very, very much.
Yeah. Okay, so white people are going to be okay. But what is it that you think that they're always, what do they fear? Like, the Fox News people, what do they really fear?
They fear change.
They
fear, I really mean they fear change in the sense that they fear a loss of what they had. And, you know, it's human instinct to, when something was good and you feel it slipping away, you want to grab onto it. And they're trying to grab onto that way of life. They feel oddly threatened every time that a black guy raises his fist in the air, or a Mexican or a Salvadoran fights for immigration rights, or an Asian goes to Berkeley.
Well,
you know.
And the funny thing about that is these people who are trying to better their lives, better their circumstances, it seems that these particular people, these particular white people, are taking that super personally.
Right.
So it's not about them.
As if it's coming from them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but it is. They're not
in a way,
and they're not totally wrong.
Yeah.
Some of it is coming from them, and that's, you know, look, that's okay. It always came from somebody. It just went to a different white person. But every Republican lately and has run for president on that theory of fear. And that fear is that things are changing, and the things you loved and the things you knew and the things mostly that you could count on in the future are being taken from you by the others. And when the others were at 14%, it wasn't that bad. When the others were at 24%, they started to get a little uncomfortable. And now when the others are 57%,
yeah, like there's nothing we can do to stop this. So shouldn't everyone be embracing it more, that our society is going to change? We had a different ethnic makeup in the 1950s, and it's going to change and be okay.
But people don't think that it's going to be the same. That's what you were saying. People don't think it's going to be more Asian, it's going to be more Hispanic, it's going to be more Black. But other than that, it's totally the same. People are filling in the blanks like racist Mad Lib style about what goes along with that change, and that's what they're terrified of.
Didn't we have a melting pot? Wasn't there something about a melting pot in America?
Bring us your tired and your
What about
poor.
that melting pot? What happened to that thing?
I mean, the melting, it was a great concept
It coagulated.
until Bill O'Reilly looked in the pot, and he was like, holy shit, the pot is fucking brown.
Gumbo.
Yeah, this is gumbo. And for Republicans, it's going to be, they're doomed.
Was he like, you know what, I'm fine with this melting pot as long as it's a broth?
Right, totally. That's right. As long as it's a very clear broth. Yeah. But they're doomed unless it really calls for a policy change and significant policy changes, because there's nothing, as long as they're seen as hostile to Latinos, they're doomed.
That's
they
true.
have to get a significant portion of that, and the only way they're going to do it is by having some policy recognitions. And I think that's going to, I think they'll do it because I think the need to survive ultimately will win out, but there's no possible way to hang on to electoral majorities without cultivating some minority vote. And as Gina said, there's the lack of birth control, strong families, deeply religious values. There's a lot of reasons to think that Republicans could latch on to plenty of Latinos.
Yeah. Ben, are you implying that might be why Jeb Bush said that immigration is an act of love? Do you think it was a calculated political move?
Well, I think it was a calculated political move. He might also believe it, but either way, he's right.
Yeah. All right, so final thought on this. The age thing, which I actually think is the most interesting part of this, because we talk about race all the time. Are we going to have a major problem dealing with old people because they're going to decide
for personal reasons?
I mean, believe me, I love the Golden Girls more than anyone, but am I going to start hating old people because they're going to be mooching off the system? We're going to have less young people putting money into the system, and these people, because of science, are going to keep living longer and longer and longer.
Well, and it also creates this sort of vicious cycle because, people aren't going to want to start, having families and supporting, little teeny tiny tots if they're already putting so much money into supporting their parents, their grandparents, other people's grandparents.
Right.
So,
which we already see now. Millennials are having kids way less. Even Gen X are having kids way later than
Idiocracy.
Great movie.
Yep.
Ben, bring us home on Idiocracy. You must have seen it, Mr. Movie.
I have. I didn't like it. I can't remember.
It's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, it is. It's a great movie.
No, but the Obamacare is critical for this because you get the young people forced to pay and forced to buy, which will help pay for it.
Right.
I mean, it's incredible. There was significant foresight in that. Plus, it has the death panels to take out some of those. Problem solved.
You see, it's all going to work itself out.